Now, I will be completely honest when I say this. I may not do the best job of explaining this. There are videos out there. We're going to actually link one right here that goes into depth about the match algorithm. But what we want to do is just provide you with some basic information so that you start to understand the match, because I didn't understand it when I was first going into this, and I watched a couple videos, and now I have a decent understanding of it. The algorithm itself is its own thing. I don't even know how to start with that. But as long as you understand the basic components of the match and that the match is really designed to be optimal for you, the applicant, that's a good first step. So let's take a look at a little diagram and a little scenario that I made up that'll hopefully give you a little better understanding about the match and the way that it works. So let's just look at a scenario where we have three candidates. This green candidate, candidate A, blue candidate B, and red candidate C. And then we have three programs, the yellow, the pink, and the orange. So what I want to do is I want to just say that if these programs are all interviewing all of these candidates and they're seeing them, then they are going to go ahead and they're going to place them all kind of in a rank list. And usually, I mean, the students and the candidates themselves, they kind of wait until they're done with all of their interviews, but the programs are probably making a rank list as they go. So let's just say that these are the rank lists here. So we have people in 1, 2, and 3, and they're color coded to match the candidate. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to match these three candidates into these programs based on how the match algorithm works. So let's just take candidate A, for example. Now, candidate A, we look at program number 1, program A, program B, and program C, and they all have candidate A as their number 1. So he must be a stud. He must have been a saint in his home country, and he must have had 3 things published. He won a Nobel Prize, who knows, but he is the stellar candidate this match season, and he's number 1 all over the place. So now, how we are going to match him is we are going to look at his rank list, because right now all 3 programs want him. So how do we know where to put him? We look at his rank list. And so we look at his number 1 is program A. And the way that the match works is if candidate A puts number 1, or puts program A as his number 1, if they have a spot, which they do for him, then he matches. And bink, candidate A is on his way to program A. We have a match. Perfect. Okay. Now we have him matched. We need to move on to our guy here, candidate B. Candidate B is maybe not as strong of a candidate. He shows up over here on program B's rank list, program C, but we don't even care about that. We don't care. Let me say that again. We don't care what the programs are ranking people. We care about what the candidates say. Where do they want to go? So let's look at his rank list. Now, clearly, he saw the same things that candidate A did, and he ranked program A number 1. However, when we come over here and we look at program A's list, they have green, they have candidate A, they have C on here, and then they have somebody else. And that's their rank list, and they only have 3 spots. And so we tried to match candidate B into program A, but we just couldn't do it. He didn't fit. It wasn't a good match. So we have to move on to his next program of choice. So what happens is that we eliminate his program 1. We eliminate that from his list completely. We almost imagine like it's not even there. And his second ranked program, which is program C, becomes like his number 1. So now we can say, okay, he wants this program C to be his second place, and or the next place that he wants to go to. And now we come down to program C, and we look at their list, and we say, let's see here. They have candidate A as their number 1, but he's already gone, so that's probably not going to work. But then in their number 2 spot, they have candidate C. They're still available. That may work. And then, oh, look, in the third spot, they have candidate B. That's fantastic. That's exactly what we want to see. And what we have now is we have a match for candidate B to end up going to program C. Okay? And lastly, we look at candidate C's list. Again, look at this. Oh, candidate C put Program C as its number 1. We come down to Program C's list. Candidate A, they're gone. Ooh, Candidate C, we have a match. Both of them want each other. And so if both of them want each other, that's perfect. They will go there. And these two programs have filled, this program has filled 2 of its spots. This program has filled 1. The candidates got what their best choice was, or their first choice, or their next best choice. Candidate A got its first choice. And so the candidates are always given preference. Now, Program B, I'm sorry for them, but they're not going to get Candidate A. They're not going to get. And so, what's going to end up happening, they're not going to get Candidate A. They're not going to get Candidate B because he's going to Program C. And they're not going to end up getting Candidate C because they're also going to Program C. And so Program B is going to have to go further down their rank list in order to find their residency candidates. The point is that even though Program B wanted the same things as Program C, Program B and Program C had very similar rank lists. It doesn't matter what the programs want. It matters what the candidates want. And that's what I want you to take away from this, is that everything is about what you put on your list. So don't put programs on that you don't want to end up at. And don't put programs on there that you think are like safety schools. You put the programs that you want to go to most first. And if all else, and if it works out, it works out. And if it doesn't, you'll end up at the next best place that you want to go to. So make sure those programs that you're ranking are places you would be happy at.